For that, but Lenskart is clearly the big story of the day, and we'll put the spotlight on the new kid on the block, the recovery that we're seeing in today, though the debut was muted. We now can go across to Mangalam to tell us more about this. Mangalam.
Well, if you look at Lenskart, it was a very interesting story, the most talked about issue in very recent times, and rightly so, because it's a strong consumer brand. Their stores are everywhere. At the same time, the founders are fairly popular as well. And then you had the valuation issue. So it was fairly debated, hotly discussed, and then the listing was something that the street was expecting to be muted because of the value, on offer. At the same time, from lower levels, because the business is fairly strong, we saw the stock recover as well, and now hovering very close to its issue price of 402 rupees. The total subscription, there was a fair amount of demand for this issue. 28 times oversubscription, led by retail, 7.5 times, institutions, 40 times, HNIs, around 18 times as well. 7,300 crore rupees is what the company raised. But at the same time, remember, this is a D2C company that sells a wide range of eyewear products. They acquired Owndays in Japan, and that accounts for nearly 40% of their sales as well. In India, they have about 2,150 stores and globally 2,800 stores. What they've basically done is close to around 1,900 crore revenue in the first quarter, with margins of around 17.7%, a net profit of 60 crores. And if you look at their strengths and the opportunity along with threats, 2.5 times bigger than their nearest competitor is what they are. The organized eyewear segment in India is projected to grow 60% higher than the unorganized and be 31% of the market by FY30. And they are expecting international expansion as an important instrument of growth going forward. Going forward, the question is at what price? Because there is strong growth runway. 30% plus is what the company has been growing at. Indian market is likely to grow between 12 to 14%. The company has said they'll grow 2x of that. And even if you annualize the first quarter profits, it's trading at close to around 200 times price to earnings and over 8 times price to sales. So that's something that the street will constantly keep discussing.
Of course, has been the subject of much discussion over the last couple of weeks. Mangalam, thank you for that update. In fact, we did chat with Piyush Bansal of Lenskart at the Global Leadership Summit. Listen into what he had to say.
I think it is time that we start creating global brands, because my firm belief is that in the long term, if you think 10, 20 years, either you are global standard or you may cease to exist. What will it take for us to create global companies? I think the most important thing is belief. But today about 40% of our revenue comes from international markets. I think that belief was really important. What we have achieved so far is a very small portion of what we intend to do. We want to give a vision to 1 billion people. We have given it to only about 25 million people so far. Right? So there is a lot more to do ahead. And I do think game is going to be about how do you leverage technology, and this is my firm belief, to solve some of the biggest obstacles in getting access and affordability to people, right? Because what are the two important things? One is how do you deliver great experience, and second is how do you deliver it most efficiently. And in both of these, technology has a very large role to play.
We'll take a short break, put the spotlight on the crypto markets. On the other side, Manisha Gupta joins in.